Bill and Jen's followers have remained with them through the years, from their beach wedding to their international adoption of their 2 children. Even with admirers tracking their every move, there's still a lot the public doesn't know about the renowned little couple. Let's look at some of the things you might not know about them. Number 10. Their first meeting. The pair met online when they were adults, and they claim that their romance grew in the same way that many others in our modern day have, online, through instant messaging and other means, a concept that was alien to most previous generations. But according to Bill, they met when they were both 10 years old. They were both in the hospital for different treatments, and he recalls it as if it happened yesterday, but Jen has no memory of the meeting. Number 9. Jen had to leave her job due to cancer. Being diagnosed with cancer is amongst the most painful things a person can go through, but it's much more tough when you're a reality TV star. Jen announced her diagnosis of a rare cancer on television in 2013 and opted to let the cameras capture her difficulties and treatments as she battled the disease. She had to take a break from her profession as a neonatologist and cease seeing patients, since this kept her so busy and focused completely on getting healthy. She was also able to spend more time with her spouse and children as a result of this. Number 8. Their first choice wasn't adoption. Bill and Jen are overjoyed and thankful to have 2 children. Adoption was not, however, their first choice. They had hoped to have biological children at first, but when that did not work out, they decided to adopt. They adopted children who shared their medical condition. Number 7. Painful past. While Bill talked about his battles with suicide and despair, Jen confessed that her classmates were much nicer to her in school, but that didn't mean she wasn't dealing with other issues. Arnold, who was born with skeletal dysplasia, underwent many surgeries at Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore as a kid. She said, "I would be out of school for 2 to 3 weeks for surgery, then up to 3 months to recover in the cast at home, and then 6 to 8 weeks for inpatient physical therapy at the hospital." Jen had already undergone 22 surgical operations by the time she was 18 years old. Number 6. The series is mainly staged. While reality television purports to depict what happens in real people's real lives, the fact is that many settings and occurrences are written and created for the camera. As a result, even a sitcom as endearing as The Little Couple frequently receives similar treatment. All of those birthday festivities, anniversary celebrations, and other gatherings are staged only for the sake of the cameras. Even something as mundane as a child's birthday celebration is not recorded unless it is meticulously prepared. What distinguishes The Little Couple is that they frequently create these events for the cameras and then have a private celebration for themselves and their family. Perhaps this appears to be a little deceptive, but that is the reality of reality television. Number 5. A difficult childhood. Bill, like many other children, had a difficult upbringing. Many individuals are ignorant of dwarfism and use it as a chance to criticize and taunt those who are smaller than the majority. This was Bill's experience as a child, when he was relentlessly tormented. However, as he grew older, this did not go away. He was threatened when he arrived at New York University, and he was called every name under the sun. He quickly fell into a deep depression and began to have deadly ideas. Number 4. Jen struggles with adopted ZOEY. The adoption of their daughter ZOEY was one of Bill and Jen's happiest moments. Not everything was rainbows and unicorns though at first. Jen confessed that she struggled to bond with her baby at first. The change in the environment was part of the problem. ZOEY was born in India and then had to settle into life in the US with people she had never met before. However, the pair continued to provide ZOEY with a typical upbringing, including books, games, and bedtime tales. Fortunately, ZOEY ultimately warmed up to the family and is now a joyful member. Number 3. Their house was wonderful. They both have wonderful professions, and those incomes are nothing compared to what TLC, or rather Discover Communications, pays them, and we still don't know how much they were awarded in court, so we can appreciate their capacity to afford a beautiful home like this one. It was frequently hidden in the show, or rather not fully displayed, but what a beauty, eh? Number 2. Jen had a very bad memory of herself. Do you remember your childhood memories? Jen Arnold is one of them. Her first recall of this planet, however, was not a good one. She remembers vividly the terrifying day she was rushed away in an ambulance following a health scare. She could see the flashing lights all around her, and she could see her parents staring down at her on the bed, tucking towels over her head to ensure that she was comfortable as possible. We're sure she wishes she hadn't remembered this. Number 1. Their surrogate, 2, had a miscarriage. It's difficult enough to grow up as a small person, especially when you're dealing with several operations and bullying. Jen and Bill, on the other hand, experienced grief once more when they chose to start a family. Unfortunately, their health issues made it impossible for them, and their effort resulted in a miscarriage. Bill and Jen, however, went to a fertility facility and had their eggs and sperm combined to make an embryo that would be carried by a surrogate. Following the surrogate's pregnancy, the couple began to dream of having a child of their own. Sadly, the pregnancy ended in a miscarriage as well. Despite their disappointment, the couple decided to continue their efforts to start a family. Will and Zoe, their adopted children, are the result of their decision to adopt. That's all for today. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more fascinating videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.